Do you sometimes get the urge to sit down and watch some awesome action? This is the movie for you.
We always thought alien life would come from the stars. But it came from deep beneath the Pacific.
What the hell is going on?
In 2013, human cities come under attack by the kaijus, colossal beasts who come through an interdimensional portal on the Pacific Ocean floor. To combat them, the Pacific Rim nations built the Jaegers, equally colossal humanoid war machines. Each Jaeger is piloted by two people whose brains are linked to share the overwhelming mental load of operating the machine. The Jaegers are initially effective, but many are destroyed as the kaijus grow more powerful and their attacks more frequent. In 2025, the involved governments deemed the Jaeger program non-viable and discontinued it in favor of building massive coastal walls to protect humanity from the kaijus. The 4 remaining Jaegers are redeployed to Hong Kong to defend the coast until the wall's completion. Jaeger Commander Stacker Pentecost, played by Idris Elba, devises a plan to end the war by destroying the portal with a thermonuclear bomb. Now, before watching this, I had heard people calling it Power Rangers for adults or bland, stupid action movie, so my hopes went high. Needless to say, this movie took me by surprise. Yes, it is an action movie based around action scenes, but that's okay, because that's what Mr. Del Toro wanted to do. He wanted to make a cool, enjoyable action movie about giant robots fighting giant monsters. That was his goal. And he owned it! This is one of my favourite movies of 2013, not because the characters were relatable or heartfelt, not because the plot was groundbreakingly complex or smart, because that's not what this movie is. It's just a fun action movie, and that's all it needs to be. Mr. Del Toro hit jackpot with this film. It was cool, it was exciting, and it made me squeal like a little child. I hadn't had this reaction to a movie since The Avengers, and that shit was cool. First of all, I gotta talk about Rinko Kikuchi as Mako Mori. My god, what a performance. This is one of the best female characters of 2013. I mean, she doesn't quite top Judi Dench's Philomena Lee, but she's such a great character. She's badass, she has an emotional background, and overall, she's just relatable in some weird way. I can't think of a better casting choice for her. Kikuchi is perfect. And then we've got Idris Elba. Everyone knows this man is badass. Everyone knows this.
Today we face the monsters that are at our door and bring the fight to them. Today we are canceling the apocalypse.
Badass, 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 badass. Elba plays the Jaeger commander called Stacker Pentecost, a former Jaeger pilot who took Mako Mori in as a child. Mako desperately wants to be a Jaeger pilot, but Stacker doesn't want her to because of a childhood trauma. The reason the trauma is a problem is because to pilot a Jaeger, you have to go through something called a mental handshake with your piloting partner. This means that you have to delve through your memories to connect with the other pilot. Stacker is afraid that Mako will end up engrossing herself in her traumatic experiences, so he denies her dream. Just by involving this simple subplot, you make Stacker a really human character. He shows that he's worried about Mako and that he's attached to her even though he hides behind a really tough guy facade. Instantly you feel for the character even though he really wants Mako to become a pilot. Then there's the main character, Raleigh Beckett, played by Charlie Hunnam. He's a washed-up former pilot called out of retirement by the Pan-Pacific Defense Corps. His character isn't a lot to talk about, really. You root for him, you're happy for him, sad for him, but at the end of the day, he's just a generic main character with some issues. Hunnam does a good job portraying him, and his chemistry with Kikuchi works, even though his character is quite bland. In the end, this movie is fun, cool, and it's all about the spirit of teamwork. It shows how good of a director Guillermo del Toro is, and that even action movies can be great.